Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mr. Bepic stream, where I have spent a chaotic last 60 minutes salvaging a phenomenal CCA Summer Series schedule tonight. And I have brought in the one, the only Feisty Taquito, who's hopped in last second to join me for the next two series, including Bruton Parker versus Akron Gold, our first one of the night. Taquito, how you doing, my man?
I thought, okay, hang on. So is it Bruton Parker or is it Syracuse? Which one is it, big dog?
It's Syracuse. It's Syracuse. I messed up my overlay.
It's all good. It's all good. I was about to say, I was like, we need to fix a lot of things here. But I'm doing great, man. I'm glad I could get in this early game, these early two games, and especially getting to see Akron Gold. One of the players on the team, Jonathan. The name alone, you gotta be behind the player. What a go-to gamer tag.
Absolutely, Jonathan, one of my favorite players. We go way back, so I'm very excited to watch him on the Akron Gold stage. And the booth has been fixed. It's the S versus the Z. And this is, so Summer Series, this is an official match. I've been very lucky. Shout out to the CCA crew like Bass, Danger Taco, Seb, Vaudable especially, for helping me get access to these Summer Series matches, and then Exotic as well for talking me through the process. They're the reasons why these series are being streamed tonight. So shout out to them, as this should be a good one. Akron B team versus Gababy's it's the old Syracuse roster with Gababy alongside Gavilan and Patrick. So this is going to be a fairly evenly matched series, I'm thinking.
Well, we gotta hope so, but let me run this by you real quick, Bepic. Currently, Syracuse is 0-1 in matches, and unfortunately, they're 0-3 in that match against Illinois State University.
Yeah.
And I think that leaves them currently number 27 in the power rankings. And there is a cool thing that came from this, though. So far, Gavilan is third in saves per game overall. So Gavilan's putting a lot of work in the back line.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll take that, being top 3 in some stat category, though I don't know how prestigious the saves category is, especially when that's attached to a sweep.
Holding it down. Someone's gonna be holding it down. Come on now, please. We gotta give a shout out where we gotta have the shout out at. So I mean, we can talk about Akron Gold. I mean, they're 1-1. They played Akron, and unfortunately they lost in Game 5, but they took the main Akron squad all the way to Game 5. That's pretty cool. And then they played Kennesaw, and then they won that series in Game 5, and that puts them at 6th in the East and number 23 overall. So the B team's looking pretty good.
Yeah, but well warmed up 2 Game 5s so far. And a win over KSU is a really good result. And honestly, taking the A team to Game 5, which I'm sure those 2 teams have plenty of experience playing against each other. The A and the B team being so close in skill level. Taking them to Game 5, still a very good result. So in the colleague power rankings that came out recently, which I didn't vote in, I just like to put out there for those that like hating on the colleague power ranks. I didn't vote in this one. So if it's a little off, that's why. But this is number 23 versus number 27. Akron Gold, the 23. Syracuse, the 27. So it should be on paper an even match. But Illinois State sweeping Syracuse, not great for Syracuse. Still a quality loss, I think. But Akron Gold, decent results. I am ready just to settle in and watch some Rocket League, though. I gotta calm my nerves for a little bit. They're shot at the moment.
I don't blame you, big dog. I mean, watching your chat explode in the Discord there that we have for the games announced for this week, and then watching it devolve in less than literally 5 hours is the funniest canon event for the Monday Night Lights Discord I have ever seen.
Yeah, we went through a lot. Luckily, I have a phenomenal casting team that is just ready to jump on series at any moment. So, shout out to you, Taquito, and Somber as well, which I'm just noticing. Somber's Twitter's attached to you. Yeah, the graphics didn't exactly have all of the love and tender care that they normally get put into them, as they were hastily made in the last 15 minutes. But
it happens.
Follow Taquito at a feisty Taquito on Twitter. And follow Somber as well. He'll be joining us a little bit later tonight. But we should be getting this thing in just a second. It is 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And we got 3 series tonight. I kind of alluded to it. Bruton Parker versus Akron Gold up next. And then Grand Canyon University versus... Hold on. Columbia College is the final team on the docket. So it's a stacked night. I'm excited.
Oh, it is. Yeah, that absolutely is. I am honestly really excited when I get to take my seat later and watch this new Columbia squad. I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to bring to the table. Never seen Grand Canyon, but hey, better late than never. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. You always get a chance to... It's always nice to view a team from a fresh lens, Never watched them before, get to see what they're all about. So we should... everyone's in the lobby. I want to make sure they are all ready to go. I'm very excited to get this one kicked off, because it's the first official Summer Series on this stream. I did a watch party a couple of weeks ago for the first qualifier, but this is the first actual action on the broadcast. Akron Gold versus Syracuse. Here we go.
And again, like you said early on there, I would love to see the best of 5 go all the way between these teams. Maybe added on to Gavilan and Patrick, I think, is a good addition for what they have currently. I know the new roster is going to be coming in the fall, so I'm really, really going to be paying attention to Syracuse here. Gold as well. I mean, it's Akron in the name. Yep. It's the Zips, Bepic. Need I say more?
And the last time I got to watch Emilio play, he was winning a lamb that I was casting, and that was alongside Bullseye and Patty. But regardless, Emilio is of high pedigree, and like at any other school, like save for maybe 6 or 7 at the top of CRL, this Akron B team is the A team, which is astounding that some programs have the depth that Akron does as a Rocket League school. So love to see it, but Syracuse so far holding their own and putting together a decent opportunity here.
Ooh, off the back wall, Jonathan is going to get a bit of possession, but has to throw it away. And obviously approaching like that, no teammates, they're approaching behind you. They're trying to pull up that second man position. They can't exactly help you when you just push the ball freely to the other side, which now gives Syracuse an opportunity to have a bit of an extended stay here in the Zips half, or the Akron Gold half. But they are managed to get it over to the other side, and I'm curious to see all these bumps and these nuances we're starting to see. Like, is it game 1 jitters for league play, or maybe the fingers aren't exactly as warm as we thought they were?
I mean, I think they're just feeling each other out right now. It's just a lot of booming the ball and seeing what happens after that, which, fair enough, these two teams, I'm not sure if they've faced each other recently, but Gababy-infused Syracuse, not a whole lot of teams have watched this summer. So just feeling each other out the first couple of minutes, waiting for someone to make a mistake, but no one has. So no goals through those first 2 minutes, but this is an opportunity that Patrick will quash.
Oh, out of the corner too. We've got to get a little bit of ball movement away from the net, and they do that absolutely perfectly. Syracuse gets a look, but Oxy will deny the first one. Patrick is going to do their best to keep it alive. Oh, that's a great pass, almost a slot, and Emilio, big time stretch right there to keep it out. 2 back-to-back opportunities. Count it 3 right there from Jonathan, maybe 4. This Akron Gold squad is not letting anything through.
No, not at the moment. They are stacked on their goal line, though. Playing back, I think Jonathan was forced back by some good physical pressure out of Syracuse. But they will relieve all of that pressure, Akron Gold will, with a big shot towards the Syracuse net. They'll flip the field, look to get their offense going again. But even that is short-lived.
And short-lived as it is for Akron Gold, I'm impressed that their defense is still just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, back to back to back from Syracuse right there, on low boost. They didn't even look phased, and the way they transition is smooth for now for game 1. But I can only imagine how much better it's going to be as the series goes on. That's a great challenge. Patrick should collect. That's an easy carry to the corner, but Jonathan is making it very difficult for the side of Syracuse as they try to push out of the orange.
Good speed from Emilio, followed up a challenge to midfield line very well, and it turned into a shot on target. Akron Gold flipping the field, taking a shot from the corner. The post saved it. That was very close to being our opening goal of game 1, but Woodwork not interested in letting that tight angle shot in.
Oh, Gababy had to turn around. I like the shadow defense right there from them, knowing that jumping on that play, kind of getting themselves out of position would have been the worst idea, so they play that third. They watch it nicely. Gavilan has got to move this downfield. They do, into open space, but it allows Akron Gold to have that time to set up. Jonathan, good possession, tries to keep it moving forward, but can't. The Orange are not going to let them get this easily out of their half, and they've been doing it for the past 4 minutes, Bepic.
That flick, though, did get over one. Gavilan's double in the corner gives up space, allowing another shot to Akron Gold. Under siege right now is Syracuse's net, but they too hold on their back line. Game 1 still scoreless, but these teams, they're starting to warm up, Taquito. Those first couple of minutes, definitely a feeling out period, but now we're going to see the full force of both teams' offenses operating it. Well, I won't call it the full force, full capacity just yet, but a very high level.
It's absolutely high level. 10 seconds now. Good pinch from Patrick. Emilio spawns perfectly into it. Baby trying to keep the ball alive in the blue. They're looking to kill it right here, and that's exactly what you want to do. Emilio can't get the touch. We roll into OT. It is game 1 of CCA official summer series on the Bepic stream, baby.
We've brought the Monday Night Lights entertainment factor to Summer Series. Even though it's just a regular season, like beginning of the Summer Series, kind of best of 5, it's still delivering on the entertainment front in overtime. That is a ball let loose to Patrick. He slams it off the back wall of Akron Gold, but the follow-up there from Gavilon, no good, but Gababy's rebound results in a Game 1 win for Syracuse. Anyone could have scored it for them. That's how open it was.
See, but you were talking about Gababy, but no, it was Patrick. That's who gets the goal. It's 1-0, the golden goal opportunity to give us the win here in game number 1, and the Orange are going to take it. Calamity on the goal line is the only way they scored on Akron Gold. That is crazy.
Yeah, eventually Akron Gold just had a moment where they didn't have enough boost in hand to make a play on their goal line, and Syracuse was all over. The reason why I thought it was Patrick is because, like I said, everyone could have scored that for Syracuse. Oxy was in such an awful spot. There's no boost. His teammates had already challenged, and like it's not an awful spot because of anything Oxy did. It's just one of those poorly timed moments, and Oxy couldn't find a way out of it. And Syracuse taking game 1, their first win of Summer Series 2024.
Absolutely. They're 1-3 now. They were 0-3 in their first series, like I said, but now they got 1 against Akron Gold, and that should be a good feeling moving into game number 2. But guys, you know the legacy of this team. You know what this name holds. You know this team is not holding back game 2. It is about to be a barn burner. I could feel it, Bepic. I could just feel it in my bones.
I mean, now I'm expecting both teams to be fully paced. I mean, game 1 definitely took a second for everyone to get really into it, but now we get to see the creativity of some of the players, of all of the players. Hopefully their team plays as well as solo efforts, but I see someone doing the switch point bracket command in chat. That's a different bracket. I just posted the actual Summer Series bracket. It's on Wikipedia as well if you want to do some digging. But this is the Eastern Conference of the CCA Summer Series. Syracuse and Akron Gold duking it out. And so far, Akron Gold first possession of the game, but Syracuse doing well to defend it.
Oh, I don't know how well. Oh, Emilio had no boost. Oh, I'm so upset by that. They had the shot perfectly on the back wall. Couldn't put enough juice behind it. Gababy gets a chance to play here, but Emilio is going to shut it down for the moment. Also, bullying Oxy in the net is a great way to just kind of start that powerhouse aggression that we love to see in these college series.
It is fun to see when a team feels confident enough to apply that much pressure to their opposition. But first minute, come and gone. Again, no goals. We've only seen 1 score in the last roughly 7 minutes of gameplay, overtime included. But Akron Gold trying to change that. Emilio on the ball, doubling it center, and Jonathan just too far underneath the ball. And Patrick's misread the play as well. All kinds of awkward in game 2. It's not the just boom the ball ahead and see what happens kind of awkward, but no one feels set at the moment. Just weird play.
I got to agree with that. I kind of feel, again, like they're de-rusting, if you will. They're shaking off the kinks in the line, and I think they're gonna be able to do so unless you see. Oh, well, that's not what you want to see. Okay, we're back. Never mind. All good. Just a quick little hiccup there. Jonathan will play this out of the corner. Down to the ground, backflip. That's not what you want happening. Oh, did you? Okay, did Emilio get back and then peek on their own net?
That was Oxy. Oxy put
okay, it was
that
Oxy.
in.
Okay, it was Oxy.
Oh, I don't even know how that goes in. Like, what? It's like a back wall pinch that goes in on the near side. That's crazy. First of all, I'm impressed. Like, Emilio lost connection and then rejoined, and it's like the defense didn't skip a beat. But then once they were back in regular rotations, that happens. That's a strange sequence. But 1-0 Syracuse.
It's the elite ability there of Akron Gold. That's all I can say about it. I'll be honest with you. They're so good that they had to peak on themselves, and I feel like that's what's going to get them started here in game number 2. Patrick with the flick, interrupted there by Jonathan. Looking to double out of the corner. Oxy with no boost does get a good challenge. It still leaves everybody kind of stretched thin here on defense. So Akron Gold is going to have to do what they can to get out of this harrowing situation. That's a great clear, but it's only as far as midfield. Double committing here as well probably isn't what you want, but they've got to go for everything.
Jonathan just dove in there, as Gavilan did as well. Quick challenges. Players trusting their ability to read where their opponent is going with the ball. And it works out for Akron Gold. They get a nice quality look at the Syracuse net, but Patrick, in the way of that one, will keep Akron Gold scoreless through the first game and a half of our best of 5. And they're putting together decent looks, the Zips are, but Syracuse not allowing anything to get through their goal line.
They really are, man. The Orange have locked down this series, and again, I'm nothing short of impressed the way they're playing with Gababy. It looks really well. They look like a very well-oiled machine. Obviously, we've got to see some more things happen. Jonathan is gonna finish that off for Oxy, who does get the full field air dribble bump. Wow. Wow.
And you can see how that was calmed as well, with Oxy moving ahead, and Jonathan, as soon as Oxy, it has to go for that bump, hopping up and beating the last defender. That was a perfect counterattack. They saw the first Syracuse player take a challenge on the goal line that Akron won cleanly. They clear out and play the 2v2 phenomenally. 1-1, Akron Gold finally being rewarded for what they can do in offense.
Oh, let's not speak a little too soon, Bepic. They're still holding that aggression, but I don't know for how long it will last. Gavilan almost beats Jonathan in the back. Oxy has to get up. Melio as well. A 3-member squad having to work all together there to get the ball away from the net. They have to do it again because the Orange just don't quit, guys. They're going to force you to use all your boosts. They're going to put you in those awkward positions, and they may end up scoring. Patrick just barely getting blocked right at the crossbar.
What a block by Melio there. Impressive display of goal line prowess. And now again, interfering with what Syracuse is trying to do. And now same with Jonathan. Double commit there in the corner. And Syracuse will be rewarded. They're trying to pounce on the slight mistakes from Akron Gold. Baby's got space here, but can't stick with the play. Oxy pushing that ball into the corner. We'll find Melio. But the Orange starting to control possession a bit more. Look to posture. Going to be one final opportunity with the clock waning here in game 2. Oxy, good read on the back wall, and Syracuse will have to do it on 0 seconds, or perhaps stop Akron Gold on 0 seconds. Good interception there.
Oh, this is off the wall. It's still 0. We've got a drill. Oh my gosh, what a clear downfield. Jonathan off the back wall. Gavilan, awkward touch. Gababy there decides to put it into the turf, and that's exactly what you needed to do. You felt your offense was awkward. You felt that aggression was waning, and you just sent it to OT to get that free reset.
Second straight OT. Game 1, a 0-0 tie. Game 2, 1 apiece. Syracuse won the previous one, obviously. If you're logically challenged, then that statement's for you. But Akron Gold trying to get it back here. A decent look early on with Gavilan. A little bit low on boost on the back wall, but the rest of his team do well to find him down the field. He slams it off the back wall. Jonathan, tough block, and Oxy follows the play up defensively. Another impressive stop by Akron Gold.
Again, that good boost grab as well from Patrick in the corner, deleting the tools for offense on the side of Akron Gold. Gababy's going to play this off the sidewall, finds Gavilan. Gavilan could have got a double right there, but Oxy jumping up, getting that nice block. Oh, my gosh. Patrick, you could not have faked him harder.
Wow, what a first touch. Gets it just short of Melio, where he couldn't take control, and then he fakes him and beats Oxy subsequently. A beautiful play out of Patrick, and Syracuse take a 2-0 series lead. What's happening?
I mean, look, we got somebody in the chat that says Syracuse choke enough in every other term. Shout out Coolio Plutio there, but They're 2-0 right now, 2 overtime wins, golden goal opportunity. I couldn't say that the Orange were choking anything right now.
No, they're clutch. They are so clutch so far against Akron Gold, and defensively as well. They've been extremely good, as Akron Gold have made impressive flashy plays on their goal line, but Syracuse have been doing it too. Good stops to prevent what is normally a very talented Akron Gold roster offensively from scoring more than one goal across 2 games and some overtime change. So if that continues, Syracuse could be notching themselves their first win of the summer series and taking down a pretty good Akron Gold roster.
100%, man. It's going to be a big win, too, for Syracuse, a confidence booster, at least through the summer. I do know that you mentioned the 2 players may be graduating, so it's nice to see them get such a momentum carry possibly into the next league game. So maybe they shut it down in 3 here. But honestly, if we got 2 in a row, can we get 3 overtimes in a row? Maybe make it 2-2 the score line. Let's keep the tradition rolling here in the series so far.
Hey, best of 5s are too short. We got to add a game somehow. Make it 6 with enough overtimes in this series. And I wouldn't be surprised. This is an extremely even match, as the colleague top 32 Summer Series teams poll would have suggested. Number 23 versus number 27. And so far, so good with 2 overtimes, but Akron Gold still has to get on the board lest this series end far too soon. And their offense has been doing decent work, but still just 1 goal to show for it as Syracuse make another great block on their goal line.
Oh, that's a pass out middle. Jonathan can go for the double here. Can he get it? Yes, he can. Knocking home goal number 1 here in Game 3. That was purty.
That was so quick to double that down. That is not easy, ladies and gentlemen, but Jonathan made it look as such. Akron Gold taking an early lead here in Game 3, and that is the change you would want to see should you look for a Game 4, Game 5 in this set.
And a good way to transition here. Emilio now to the back wall. A little bit of boost, tries to find the double. Will not be able to. But they get to have an extended stay here in the orange. Oh, man. I thought Jonathan found Oxy there, but Gavilan almost turns it into a very quick counterattack as Syracuse now get to hold on to possession for just a little bit of time.
Patrick low on boost, but still got the ball over Oxy's head. Akron Gold responding, though, with a tandem play to get a defense. Keen pass, getting through Syracuse's midfield presence, and center ball for the corner, not going to connect this time around. Emilio beaten by the defense of the Orange, but Oxy's keeping the ball in play for Akron Gold. They're waiting, trying to space Syracuse out again like we saw them do, scoring their first goal of this game, but the Orange not allowing right now.
Oh, not at all. That was a good demo on Jonathan as well. Second man creeping up right there. You don't want to give them an opportunity. You don't have to afford. Off the back wall. Oh, the return demo on Patrick from Jonathan is going to be good there. Emilio not able to hold on to possession, so needs to employ the help of Jonathan as they push the ball into the corner. We've got some more offense stacking up here. Gavilan gets a good enough touch for Patrick to get it clear, but how long will this continue to last? We've got another double commit there, but I love to see the trust between Emilio and Jonathan. They both can go up, and they both just know that they've got each other's back.
They do, though. Syracuse playing together well as well, finding it clear with some good defense, and with all this Akron Gold pressure, they've been creative, Syracuse has, at finding ways out of defense, though. Still in the goal, Akron Gold have been just as creative on their back line, just a little bit less so, thanks to the amount of pressure they've limited Syracuse from having. And all right, finally, Akron Gold getting another. It's just a quick hit through the corner as Syracuse didn't quite play that as well as they should have.
Look, all I got to say is Jonathan rocking the snowman border on their profile picture there. They are icy. It is true. They are living up to that little icon right there, and I appreciate that. 2-0 to the side of Akron Gold. Maybe have a double here. Nope, no free real estate while Jonathan is on duty. Transition from defense to offense. Gavilan has to play this to the corner. How long can they withstand this attack, though? I mean, Akron Gold has had such an extended vacation on the Oranges have. I wonder, can the defense continue fending off all these attacks?
I mean, 60-40 is the pressure in favor of Akron Gold. They've spent 60% of this game on the offensive side, which Syracuse has defended kind of well. I mean, if they were able to turn this game into a shootout by converting on a couple more of their counterattacks, then it's a much better game for them. But they haven't been able to. Akron Gold have retreated very well. I mean, 2 players here in a counterattack retreat with 100 boost. And Oxy and Jonathan, 2 players with full boost tanks, able to help that ball stay out of their box. And Emilio rejoining the fray, low on boost, just kind of pressuring Syracuse. But the Orange finding one another and finding their opening goal in Game 3. Cheeky little pass there.
I love that low pass that low boost pass right there from Patrick, knowing to just lob the ball right on up to the teammate. Defense scrambled, the Orange strike, and they find purchase on the shot. 2-1. Can they get another one? Does my dream come to fruition? Do we get a third overtime in a row?
If it's a 2-2 overtime, we go 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, then I would be very pleased. And Baby trying to provide that sets up Patrick with a nice redirection down the field, and Patrick looking for a bump on one of the Akron Gold defenders, but there are 2 others to contend with, and they do well to get the ball away. It'll have to happen very close to 0 seconds, if not on it, for Syracuse if they are going to tie us up, but another passing play attempted, and Jonathan intercepts Akron Gold, looking to be in a very good spot, though. Interception in kind for Gavilan. Gets the ball away. Akron Gold can't quite spike it, but they're in a very good spot too now.
I know. I mean, I'm not losing hope, though, Bepic. It's still 0 seconds ball. Very much still alive on the pitch. Can we see it happen, even if Syracuse is a bit awkward here? Jonathan doesn't want to let that ball in the blue. He's looking for a 0 second goal of his own, but they still don't want to let it down. It's going to happen here, though. Yeah, I was about to say, I can see the car language. No way we get it. Akron Gold take game number 3.
And it got close there at the end with Syracuse making the final minute a bit interesting with a great counterattack. But those counterattacks were really the only place they could live. Akron Gold did such a good job limiting their production when they did enter the offensive zone that Akron held them to just 2 shots that game. There were only 6 shots for Akron Gold, but boy, were they quality. It felt like every attempt on the Orange net. Akron Gold, it was putting together a nice passing play. They had space in the air, and Syracuse made some good saves, but Akron Gold had some quality looks there in Game 3.
They did, and I do like from Syracuse there, they shot 1 for 2. And again, quality all around on both sides. Syracuse, I felt, played a bit slower. Like you said, they were kind of, suffocated in their half a little bit. The defense had to put in a lot of extra work in game number 3. I'm not sure if that's a telltale sign for the rest of the series, but right now Akron does hold the momentum. So let's see if the B team here can move through and put us on game 5.
They're certainly capable, but we will see if Syracuse's offense makes a return to the series after they were held in check last game. And Gababy, definitely a player you look to supply a bit of that change. But Akron Gold hanging back, making good reads on their goal line, on their back wall. Emilio popping it for Oxy. That is gorgeous control to get Akron Gold out of defense.
Good touch here from Patrick, but it's a little too far away for a teammate to get to. Allows Akron Gold to move into the orange for a little bit. Oh, what a demo there from Patrick on the return from offense to defense. It kind of dissipates the zips there for a moment, but they're just right back.
Oh!
I spoke too soon.
What a play. Patrick just sacrificed himself. Let Emilio demo him, and that was enough to send recoiled Emilio out of the play and allow Gababy the opening goal in Game 4. How about that?
That's what we call Rocket League, Bepic. That's all I got to say about that one. That is definitely a Rocket League moment. Is this a full field clear? Jonathan does fake it, almost gets a chance, but I think that little touch right there actually ended up redirecting the ball off target. So the goal, Akron Gold misses their first opportunity of a full field clear there. Patrick looking for another goal is gonna have to force all three Akron Gold players to activate on the play to get the ball down to the other side. And again, offense looking good for just a moment, but it just dissipates right in front of the orange. What a save from Oxy, but it doesn't matter when Gavilan's on cleanup duty.
Yeah, great follow here. The setup was nice. What a dunk by Patrick. And Akron Gold doing what they've been doing a lot this series and making those great diving saves to prevent Syracuse from scoring immediately on their first opportunities on net. But the rebound perfectly timed there as the defense of Akron Gold was spread too thin. 2-0 Syracuse, but Akron an opportunity now in transition as Melio slams the ball into the corner, sets up Oxy off the back wall, who lays it down, but it's soft enough for Patrick to find a save.
Big time save there for Patrick as well. Good clear into the opposing half. Can Gavilan get something going here? Put him up by 3. It will be Oxy to clear into space, allowing Jonathan now take a little bit of possession. Gonna have to cook off the back wall. Hold on, pass down. Gavilan, make sure to snipe that opportunity out. Let's see what happens on transition.
Clean flick, but again, the defense in position to stop it. That first opportunity not working out, and in counter-attack mode, Akron Gold finding a demo by way of Oxy, running ahead of the play and looking for more. Oxy bloodthirsty, but Syracuse the same. A bump downfield nearly gave Baby another goal in our game 4, but that one doesn't quite work out. Akron Gold able to get out of defense.
Ooh, nice little psycho touch off the back wall. Melio just needs to put one high and lobs it over. And there we go. Akron Gold on the scoreboard, 1-2.
That's just a clean shot. Gababy was beaten by literal millimeters by Melio, and I don't think Patrick was expecting that on the goal line. So the ball falls through. Akron Gold find a way back here in game 4, which they need to keep doing. They cut the lead in half, but that other goal necessary if they want even a shot at sending us to game 5. But off kickoff, Syracuse, first half chance of our next sequence of play, but Akron Gold turn it away, find themselves a clear.
Ooh, and good possession from Patrick here. Nice dunk from Melio, but that's a full field opportunity you don't want to be whiffing on. Jonathan is able to get there in time. Melio, low boost, flicks it on ahead, out of the corner, back pass down, and unfortunately, Oxy can't get the dunk.
Delayed flip from Patrick, doesn't quite get through the defender there, and Oxy off the ball, finding yet another demo on the pitch. The Baby with space now, looks to see what he can do with it, but runs out of boost. It's interfered with by a teammate, and Patrick kind of the same, running out of boost and interfered with by a defender right there. Akron Gold staying with the play, not allowing too much on that Syracuse offensive side of the ball. We go back and forth here. Final 75 seconds of game 4, and the Zips still need something.
They gotta find just an iota of momentum going the other direction. They have not found it yet. They lose possession too early on their counter. Are you serious, Gavilan? Let's watch that back.
Stole that from Oxy, who left a flip reset short and redirects the heck out of that ball. What a shot, says Jonathan. And if the other team's complimenting your shot, you know it was a good one.
Oh my Lord. That might be one of the best shots I've ever had the honor to see on your stream. Wow. Holy moly, dude. What an angle. What a redirect. This definitely puts a fire underneath Akron Gold. They have to produce, and they need to do it now.
All right, Gababy's on the ball, though. They're going to have to start by taking the rock away from him. And they do well. First challenge strips him of it. Second follow-up keeps possession for Akron Gold. Jonathan using his speed to get through Gavilan. Wants to follow it up as well, but is out of boost. Can't find an extra touch, and so Patrick is allowed to clear. Flip reset, no good, but Akron Gold stalled out at the moment. They need something now.
I unfortunately don't think they get it. Almost counted a 3-goal lead, and as the seconds tick down past 10, Bepic, I think we have just witnessed Syracuse winning the series 3-1.
They take it. It's official now. 3-1 Orange. Take their first dub of the CCA Summer Series. And that has got to feel good. You get blown out 3-0 by Illinois State, and then you follow it up. You don't care about that. Head into your next series against Akron Gold, another solid roster in the East, and you down them 3-1. Good response out of the Orange, and they're getting going here in Summer Series.
That was what a game, man. What a game from Syracuse. Baby showing us that the addition with the current roster before fall steps up, this is a roster to watch out for. So I'm excited to see what is produced when Syracuse hits the stream more often. So congratulations, hats off. 3-1 win to offset that sweep, just like Bepic said. It's wonderful to see.
And we will get to see Akron Gold again. So a bit of a revenge tour in like 30 minutes against Bruton Parker, who are another difficult roster, which if I were to power rank these teams, honestly, I think I would have BPC above Syracuse. So Akron Gold are stepping out of the frying pan and into the fryer with Bruton Parker. A winner of my Monday Night Lights $60 tournament about a month ago now. So you know their quality, Chiquito. We've seen plenty of them.
Absolutely. I'm excited to see him again. BPC was a squad that I didn't know much about, but when I saw Manny's name pop up, I was like, hang on, I know this player. This guy is pretty good. And then I was absolutely blown away that Monday Night Lights I got to watch. They took the crown, the $60. Final Form helping out with that, which is pretty cool as well. So excited to see all of that going down here. And I'm really, really, like you said, I'm really excited to see this next match. If this was this close, or supposed to be ranked this close, I couldn't imagine what the next series brings us.
I mean, Akron Gold, 2 of their 3 losses came in overtime. So you flip one of those OTs, and we're in Game 5 right now. You flip 2 of them, obviously, they're winning the series. So they were close. That is not a 3-1 loss that tells the full tale of how it looked for Akron. So we'll see how they look against Bruton Parker. Again, that series kicking off in about 27 minutes, if I'm going to be completely exact. So, bit of a longer break on the channel. So, I'll see if I can find a video or something to play in the meantime, so you're not staring at my break screen for that long. But we will be back.
Hang on, if you want to peep something, we got Lawler doing some Shift Summer League. I know it's not CCA, but
we'll see about it. We'll see about it. I'm going to take a break, though. The break coming up in just a second will last a little while. So make sure you go grab more snacks, fuel up for the next series. Akron Gold versus Bruton Parker coming up in a bit. And Taquito and I, we'll see you there.
have no illusions about what little I can have now to the silent testimony of those who gave their lives willingly for all religion. Words are even more feeble on this day, for the sight before us is that of a strong and good nation that stands in silence and remembers those who were loved, and who in return, loved their religion enough to die for them. Yet, we must try to honor them, not for their sakes alone, but for our own. And if words cannot repay the debt we owe these men, surely with their actions we must strive to keep faith with them and with the vision that led them to battle and to final sacrifice. Our first obligation to them and ourselves is plain enough. Capernaum and the freedom for which it stands, the freedom for which they died, must endure and prosper.
consistent basis, 1 and 2 is not a good way to start.
I don't mean to gloat, but I do recall making this exact same argument.
Yeah, but look who's in third place right now.
This
all right,
exact same argument. So I will bring it up this Friday. Regardless, let's go on to the Western Conference, where we've seen way more action thus far from all of our teams. Maryville going 7-0 over the course of the first week, getting all of the bangers out of the way, putting L's on everyone's board. Oregon, though, had a pretty decent amount of matches, including a absolute barn burner of a Oregon derby between Oregon University and Oregon State. That was an incredible match to watch if you were watching on the Danger Taco stream. We have Mizzou going 2-0, and then Columbia and Boise going 2-1. Not not the strongest of starts for these two, considering the pedigree that we're really familiar with, especially from Boise, going so strong. Borregos, unfortunately, Herc, I'm sorry. Sorry.
What? Why does he get...
Sorry.
Hold on. There's a soundbite that can't get used right now, but I hope everyone knows what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's early, okay? There's a lot of other games to be played. I'll give context on like a personal stream.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, listen. I'm in the dumps. You're in the dumps. We're in the dumps together. Okay, we're representing our own regions, but yeah, we're both in the dumps. However, that being said, Texas is also completely down south right now. This is a region that has all.
Not entirely.
I guess yes. St. Edwards has not
Just
played. If you
don't
want to
play
count
the
that.
game,
And that's better than 0-1 or 1-5.
Is it though?
Exactly.
Is it though?
At this point, yes.
I'm gonna have to call a whistle and delay of game on St.
It's
Edwards.
the coward's advantage.
Okay, but let's talk about what is the big Maryville scoreboard that we have up here with the 7-0 scoreboard between Maryville. Look at that stat line, 7 wins in a row against some of the top teams that we have here. And honestly, especially as Oregon continues to do better throughout the course of this season, that looks like a heavier and heavier win the more games that we play throughout the course of this split. And then with Columbia, of course, Colorado, Boise, that is 3 top contenders we were all predicting.
Not a fun time for sure against the West. I mean, everyone coming in against Maryville knew that they were good. This team's coming off of an NECC national championship in May, and so obviously, yeah, it's going to go great. It probably, it'll be back and forth a little bit, and then no, it just starts immediately on a warpath. I was on the Boise State matchup with VOD on the cast, and I remember afterwards we both we weren't in the same room, but if we were, we probably just would have stared at each other and been like, I really expected this to be a little bit better. Like, I expected that to be a little bit back and forth. They just tore teams apart. They looked a little shaky at times, obviously dropping one to LCU, that they're not full strength roster. And Oregon reportedly was a reverse sweep. And One Zen said that if he didn't completely just bonk a shot off the crossbar, it actually could have been potentially a victory. So some more evidence that Oregon is maybe next up, but still didn't go through. So at the end of the day, 7-0 is still going to be just dominating the scoreboard right now.
I think the funniest thing about this, especially Herc, when I'm looking at the Western teams, and this isn't a slight on the West, but they usually are the ones that wait till the very last minute to get all their matches through. I do distinctly remember this from CRL and from last season, where it's like, okay, we're going to defer all of our matches to literally the last week while we're also prepping for exams. But taking especially Herc, when it comes down to Boise State, remember, this is the team that went, if I remember correctly, 15-0 in CRL, and Maryville made them look like chumps. It was not even close.
I mean, it's growth. It's coming in hot, swinging, scheduling out everything, and saying, you know what, we're just gonna get down, swing. Like, what is the saying? Like, you swing while the iron's hot. If you know you're doing well, you just go and schedule out as many matches as possible against the top teams. And then you have situations like this where the Boise States are going down 0-3 to them, and the Columbias are going down 0-3. And it's the shockers like Oregon that are like, all right, these are like the contenders for next year, but you still kind of force them to sit down and say, no, we owned summer, and we will own the rest of summer as well, leading into the rest of the year. But I don't know, something about Maryville, they're riding a high that they're very successfully riding a high.
Yeah, I think it's just because they're trying to get all of their matches out of the way for festival season coming up. They have a lot of concerts to go to. But, honestly, understandable.
Honestly, that's possible.
Yeah, it's very
Around
possible.
the Maryville campus. Really, that's where it's popping right now?
I don't think so.
You don't know? I mean, listen, dude, maybe. I mean, dude, the Knight's popping off. He's currently with the most games played, but also on the top 10 leaderboards, 4 goals at the moment. He could just be wanting to get the match done early and just want to go out, I don't know what there is in Maryville, to be honest. That school is a mystery to me, but hey, summer.
That's really all that needs to. Summer is all that needs to really be said, mainly because this is both our kind of off season and also preseason for collegiate, so it kind of all blends together.
It is the combination of both. Remember that in terms of players, that we're allowed to have people who are currently on the way out. This is why Tristan some other players are currently playing, but also players that are coming in, which is why we have Creams, the Canadian GOAT, currently on Northwood at the moment, playing for Northwood. But in terms of Maryville, they will be continuing their season, but they got most of their hard matchups out of the way. I think everyone's eyes currently are on that St. Edward's matchup, which will be coming up hopefully soon. But in the meantime, let's get going to what will be our upcoming matchup this evening. We have our schedule, but our first matchup, which will be the University of Texas Arlington versus the what feels like a perennial powerhouse in the Western Conference forever now. It is Columbia College. And we have two members of these two squads on standby. We have Caribou and we have Gusky. And I think we'll just be loading up the interview real quick. These two teams, very strong in their own right. Both are still at the moment, like, UTA is finding their feet. I think it's fair to say, Bass. When I'm looking at UTA, they're struggling, but they're known for doing this, and then they clutch out in the second half of the season for whatever reason, regardless if Samba is on the roster or not.
You're so much kinder to all of Texas
I'm trying.
than I would ever
trying.
be at this point. Look, man, I've had UTA on stream. I like that team just from a personality standpoint. I think all three of those guys are just lovely people to talk to. The concern is that they don't back it up with gameplay. I don't really know what else to say besides UTA. You guys are a team that should be middle of the pack, and right now they are not doing that. It does not feel like this is a team that has proven themselves to even be competitive with the very top. I think that they're not going to finish poorly, but like they got to be competitive today against Columbia. If they are not UTA, dog, I can only have faith in you guys for so long. I want to rep you. Let me rep you, please.
What about UNLV, dude? You just like forget they exist?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they didn't qualify.
Listen,
Damn.
so does that? Okay, all right. You know what? Let's forget about that. I'm not gonna dig any deeper into that.
I love you, Ian, I'm sorry.
Whatever the lore is of that. But we have our interview ready. It is going to be Caribou and Gusky. First time we're seeing some of these players on cam. How you boys doing, Caribou? Wearing that Arlington jersey? How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. I'm doing pretty good.
Gusky also wearing the Columbia jersey, looking good.
Gotta represent. No,
Gotta represent. All right, so we got a bit of the matchups right now, and Caribou, starting with you. Let's face it, UTA does not have the best record currently against Columbia College throughout the course of CRL history. At the moment, the last time that UTA was able to take a win against Columbia was in 2022 when Samba was still on the roster. Where do you take that record going forward? Do you think that with Samba off the roster, with you on the roster, that you are like a fresh, reformed team ready to take on Samba and his compatriots?
Yes. For the short answer, yes. I actually think Samba off the team will be our greatest ally.
Oh, wow.
They call it UT Adverse for a reason. So now that we got, rid of someone else who thought he'd take over that role, we got a better chance, going behind our real star player at this school.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Bro, what are you supposed to say to that? All right. Well, I guess let's go off of that, right? You guys are saying that this is pretty much now more in your favor. You're feeling a little bit more confident without him being there. What's the change been like? What makes you feel better now that he is off of that roster?
Again, I feel like it's just playing around Adverse and really using him as our keystone to bring home offensive pressure and making sure that we support him however he needs to be supported. And I also think for this matchup specifically, playing against Samba is a really, really good pro for us to have, being able to maybe capitalize on him being nervous, perhaps, playing his old school.
All right. Well, you know what? As much as I would like to talk about Samba all day, we have two other players here who are not Samba. So let's try and switch this one up a little bit. Gusky, I'm going to go to you. My guy, I feel like we've been talking about this for a while. Columbia's gone through a couple of different roster changes throughout the time. You guys have had two rosters, actually, as a matter of fact, within the last year. How you feeling now that it's been consolidated down to the three of you guys? Obviously, part of that is with transfers out of university, but we've also talked a lot behind the scenes. I think a lot of people have stated this is kind of the combo we've been waiting for. This feels like probably one of the most confident combos you guys could have. You feeling the same way?
I do agree. I think now that we're in a place where we can actually build on each other as a team. We have set teammates set in stone. We don't have to worry about any issues inside the team. Like we're good to grow. We're good to beat UTA.
Straight on, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, well, the one thing I'm kind of curious about with this is a question for a little bit of both of you is that both of you are thirds onto rosters now of two highly experienced CRL players. And so I know sometimes that gets people a little nervous because you have teammates that have played for like 3+ seasons. Some of them are just grandfathers basically of the CRL scene. So how has that transition been, becoming kind of that new third? And do you feel like there's still work to do for both of you in trying to build the chemistry and make you guys like the best versions of the teams that you could possibly be? I guess I'll go to Gusky first.
I think it's great having a couple of old heads on the team. You know, they can kind of bring you under their wings, teach you how to improve. Samba, honestly, like the first semester at Columbia, he helped me improve a lot when me and him were both on the B team. I had probably the biggest jump of improvement I've had in a while from that short time. And so I'm just excited to continue teaming with them. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I think the funny part is that I think Samba just wants to put Nava back in the retirement home for good. You know, I don't know the beef currently that he has. I think it's just flaming. But I'm sure Nava is going to get a kick if he does beat Samba, and then Samba will let us all know in chat. But that wraps it up for you guys this evening. Any last words you guys want to shout out before we get into your hotly contested series?
I hope it's a great series. I hope we have a close one.
Yeah, for sure. Just like in the fall, right? But a little different this time.
I don't remember the fall. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah,
I just got reverse swept.
Oh, almost don't mean nothing.
Yeah, we got better. We learned.
Yeah, all right. Well, either way, thank you guys so much. Best of luck in your matches. I'm sure it's going to be a tight one.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Seb.
Okay, well.
Caribou.
The boys.
Welcome back, everybody, to the CCA Summer Series on the Mr. Bepic channel. We had a 3-1 Syracuse victory over Akron Gold earlier, and now we are rocking with Bruton Parker, stepping up to the plate to take on Akron Gold as well to see if they can take a piece out of the Zips.
BPC is a good college, should do it, in my opinion, Mr. Bepic.
Yep.
I gotta say, especially with the accolades these guys have kind of collected over time, one of which you were there for, I believe.
Yep. I was there for a little Monday Night Lights victory out of Bruton Parker. Took a dub over Siena Heights. Not bad. Big tournament. Big victory for them.
I mean, what about SCL? Didn't they place top 3 in SCL?
Very different roster, but yes, they did make top 3 in that.
I got you. They also ended up finishing 11th with that roster in the fall in the East. So, and I mean, they've beaten teams like Bama, UTK, and Durham. So this squad's pretty good.
Yeah, best team in Georgia. Although KSU would have a say about that. Bruton Parker definitely goes toe-to-toe with them. So I'm excited to see what they can do against Akron Gold, who are coming off of a loss, but I think it was a very quality loss. Akron Gold looked very good. They fall to 1-2 now, though. Their 2 losses coming against Syracuse and the Akron A team. So Bruton Parker, they are playing a team that just took an L. I know the BPC guys were scrimming, so I don't think they were watching to see how to beat Akron Gold. But if they can hit shots like Gavilan was hitting in the last series, then they've got a pretty good chance.
Absolutely. I mean, so far, I'm going to have to see something better while watching the stream, but that's got to be clip of the day.
Oh, absolutely. He messaged me. He was like, I hope VODs are on, because I'm not doing that again after that series, which is hilarious.
Sino, I see you in the chat. Yeah, Akron lost to Syracuse 3-1, big dog. It was, just watch the VOD. If you got some time, I would watch the VOD back. Syracuse played out of their minds.
Oh, yeah. They were putting together, I mean, it wasn't like they were head and shoulders above Akron Gold, but like they were just putting together quality looks over and over again. And against Akron Gold's very good offense, they were making insane stops on the goal line. So we should be getting into this in a second. I need to update the overlay here. But Bruton Parker, they've yet to play a series. According to Wikipedia, sign now, hopefully you can confirm that. But nothing played so far. So this is their summer series debut.
Yeah, and I mean, I believe the stats did pop up on the CCA stream while you had it running. I don't think they have played a game. So
okay, good.
Let's see what they got here. Game number 1 for the day for BPC. Can they take it toe-to-toe to the Akron Gold squad, or does Akron Gold, like you so pleasantly put it in the in-game chat there, do they come for that redemption arc? We get to find out as we hit the pitch here. Game number 1, best of 5. Bruton Parker taking on the Zips.
All right, and we're sticking on Manfield as well, though we've gone back in terms of daylight. It was dusk for Series 1, now it's regular daylight. See if we can awaken the Zips here. As Bruton Parker, I mean, they qualified in Qualifier 1 for Summer Series in pretty spectacular fashion. I watched Sino hit an overtime winner, a banger of a goal. You got to go back and watch that. It's somewhere on Twitter. And after that, I mean, I don't know what to expect from BPC, because I watched them with Kyler in place of Sino in Monday Night Lights when they did win. And Sino's always a guy that, like, if he's playing well, his team is extremely good. But there are times when he looks weak, and Bruton Parker can't always get over the hump. And so I even told him, I was like, I think their performance in series hinges on him. So I'm keeping an eye on Sino. I think he's the big difference maker here, as he is faked out by Jonathan's miss there in the corner. And Akron Gold clearing first. Emilio, though, denied by Antics.
Ooh, big kind of swing here in momentum. Oxy's going to have to play this one over to Emilio, who gets a nice shot in the stretch. Is not far enough to block the goal. Akron Gold take us up 1 here within the first minute of gameplay.
There was no boost on the Bruton Parker side. Like, Manny and Antics had nothing in their tanks. And so Akron Gold just easily picks them apart I'm not sure what led up to them having absolutely no boost resources there, but Akron Gold clean up, find the first goal in the first minute and change here in game 1.
We get a nice play to the back wall. Manny's going to look to start BPC, but unfortunately no one close enough to follow it up, so Antics gets a chance to take it to the sky. Good boost collect, but Oxy is going to have absolutely none of that play whatsoever. Sino now looking to try to cook out of the corner, but yet again, it's none other than Oxy to shut down that transition offense.
Emilio slamming it off the back wall. This is a play that worked out so often for Akron Gold against Syracuse in their previous series. You just find that one tiny gap on the back wall and then hope your team has a phenomenal follow-up, and Jonathan typically has.
2 up, Bepic.
Yep.
2 up now as we move into the first, or the beginning of the game, truly still. We haven't even cleared 2 minutes. This is a very different Akron Gold squad that we saw in the last series, I'd have to say. Do you think that's due in part to the opponent, or you think they've had time to shake off that last loss?
I mean, I don't think it's a different Akron Gold. I think it's an Akron Gold right now seeing bigger holes in the defense than they saw against Syracuse. Bruton Parker right now does not seem set. I mean, the first goal they gave up didn't have enough boost to contest the midfield, and Gold picked them apart. Second goal, there was just a small gap on their back wall, and Jonathan dunked the heck out of the last man. And then that one right there, Bruton Parker was not set off a kickoff. And same here as well, as Manny does make up for his previous back wall miss with a read there. But Bruton Parker, they're just giving opportunities to Akron Gold at the moment. That's the first really earned one with a great demo, but better save.
That was a really big save there for Bruton Parker on the goal line. Antics coming in strong, but okay, Jonathan. All right, buddy. Just going to psycho it off the sidewall. Let's watch this one more time.
Oh, my word, Jonathan. That's absurd. 56-mile-per-hour bouncer off the sidewall read. 4-0. Akron Golds. I mean, they weren't hitting shots like that, Zakita, so maybe they are just a better Akron Gold coming into this. They are making plays happen.
Making plays happen, creating plays of their own. Who knows what it is, but right now, Bruton Parker has got to stop it. They've got to plug the hole in defense. Does that... Oh, the double doesn't happen, sadly. Manny, awkward touch in the mid. Sino, not able to get back in time. Antics, can't get the touch. Jonathan looking for a play off the back wall, but that is the first time that we really see Akron Gold not get a chance to plus on offense.
That's good if you're a Bruton Parker fan for obvious reasons, but hopefully that means they're settling into this thing. And they just came out of a scrim, but it's taken a second to get up to snuff against Akron Gold, but solidifying at the moment. They got 2 minutes left to make something happen as well here at the tail end of game 1. They may not be able to win this game, but they can certainly string together some decent looks. That one was inches away from being a very decent look. So getting closer and closer to finding that first goal there.
That was a good bump in the mid. I know you were talking there for a second, but that bump right there could have created an opportunity for Bruton Parker. Sadly, no one could get close enough to attack, and unfortunately they get locked back into their half. We're seeing these moments where they're trying to push forward, but Akron Gold, whether they actually get the best touch they can or a good look, they just cannot allow for much. Look at this. Parker can't do anything right now. Even when they bump, even when they interfere, they are unable to actually get a goal off of it.
Yeah, that shot was a little bit off, and if you're confident, you assume those will start falling going forward. So generate as many opportunities as you can, or just play for a couple quality looks if you're Bruton Parker and move on to game 2. Akron Gold, the far better team to start off this series, but let me play the full set, and Antics is going to sneak one through there to make the end of this game a little bit interesting. That is, yeah, he just confused Oxy with that.
I mean, you gotta give it for what it is. Antics is just like, well, I'm gonna jump and it's gonna go at an angle, and oh hey, that's on the net. Let's go. All right. Oh, demo on kickoff. Would have had a wonderful goal off cheat right there, but Akron Gold again gonna have absolutely none of that from Bruton Parker. They'll take this game 1, or well, unless we see something happen in 22 seconds, they're gonna take this game 1 with what I perceive as ease.
Ease so far, yeah, I would have to agree with you. Now I'm very interested in game 2. Like, is Akron Gold going to keep up his level of play, getting all of these deft touches that go to the perfect spot where they can follow it up? The better challenge where they just create offense that way? Or does Bruton Parker force them to fall back down to earth just a little bit? We'll see. But, hey, Akron Gold, that is some sort of redemption after they were 3-1 by Syracuse not 30 minutes ago.
You gotta love to see it if you're a Zips fan. You gotta be happy about it. It does. They do look better. They do look absolutely polished here in game 1 in this specific series. I do feel that BPC comes back with some fervor here in game 2. We do know that these guys are crazy on the pitch when they are activated. So I'm gonna have my eyes on the Bruton Parker squad here in this next game.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are. But Akron Gold, if they can keep putting together those highlight reel looks like they got their, let's see, there's the Jonathan sidewall redirect, and there are a couple other plays that didn't quite find their mark, but still looked so clean. If they're creating at that sort of level, Bruton Parker are going to have to play close to perfect defense, manage every ounce of boost they've got in their tanks if they're going to stop Akron Gold playing like that. But we will see if that kind of play continues as we get into game 2 eventually. We're getting everybody in the lobby, but a redemption game for sure for BPC.
Absolutely. I do feel, like you said, that it's a big note to take from game 1 is using all of your boost against this squad and using it to nothing but pure efficiency. That is what you guys are gonna have to do. This gold squad is nothing to sleep on. Obviously, the just efficacy of their play that was put on display for you is nothing short of exactly how you should be playing Peak Rocket League here at the CCA.
It's a clean bump to clear out one Akron Gold defender, and Bruton Parker keeping offense going. Sino creeps up a bit, and Antics too far back to take that ball that was centered by Manny, but it got through a whole crowd of traffic, so I don't blame the rest of the Barons for not being prepared. Akron Gold on their back foot at the moment, but holding it together. Creative bump there, forcing Sino to have to salvage the play. Akron still getting creative, but this time on the defensive side of the ball.
They really are. I like these random just cuts in rotation where we're seeing an Akron Gold player actually bump the approaching member instead of allowing the play to slowly develop as we usually see in rotations. It's very interesting from the side of blue. I guess I'm going to expect more interesting plays, but Bruton Parker, you guys are going to have to get just as creative as they are right now. Ball in your half. Can you push it out and give yourselves a look on offense?
That's a beat. Oxy getting the ball through to Emilio. Denied by the third of the Barons. Antics grabbing a save on the goal line. Keep us 0-0. Jonathan, though, besting the first two again of the Bruton Parker defense. But Antics, again, finding a save. Third man this time around. Not in position fast enough. Oxy, a rapid double off the back wall will put Akron Gold up 1.
I like that Jonathan almost dunked to the clear. Did you catch that as the ball crossed the net?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, Jonathan almost, the first goal could have been Jonathan on a dunk. This should be a nice play. Back wall, Antics, no boost, and unfortunate for Manny. They can't go. Can he get another touch? There it is. Trying to keep the offense alive. It goes towards the middle. Sino in no position to try to actually attack. Good recovery off the sidewall. Still gives Bruton Parker a look here in the blue. Can they keep it alive? That is the question, though, as they're continuing to withstand this barrage of bumps.
Antics turning around on the ball, low on boost. Oxy, though, collecting off the back wall, can just control this play. But Manny took the ball away from him for a moment. Sino had to get back quick. Akron Gold prepared for that eventuality on their goal line. Send a quick hit Bruton Parker's way, but the save is made. 1 goal lead for Akron Gold, still intact. And look to add on to it. Emilio coming off the sidewall, 30 boost in hand. A challenge 1 over Sino. And he just backflipped. Sketchy at the moment for the Barons, but they hold it together there, and Sino clears.
Good touch from Sino again, trying to shoot on towards the net. Unfortunately, can't get a good look. Emilio, low boost as well. I like the control here. Almost flicks past the defense, but Antics able to catch that one away. Jonathan denying the forward progression off the back wall is going to be dangerous for Sino. And Emilio will find the hole in defense. 2 up to the side of Akron Gold.
What an unfortunate bounce forced there in the corner by Akron Gold. Emilio was ready for it. Slammed that shot home. Had Sino to contest with. But he still was able to beat him up in the aerospace. 2-0 Akron Gold, and they're keeping up the same quality of play. Although Bruton Parker has forced them to work on their defensive end. Akron Gold playing the same patient style of defense they employed against Syracuse in a couple of games, and it is working at the moment. Not conceding much on their defensive side, and then in counterattack mode, hitting with fervor.
Oh, out of the corner here. Antics and Manny both double commit. Emilio can't get a touch. Doesn't get bumped as well. That's a great control of possession on 0 boost. Antic and Oxy. Oh my gosh. It's calamity, Bepic. Absolute calamity.
Bruton Parker has been put on skates, and that's not just one member getting beaten by Oxy. That is all 3 sent flying every which way by Oxy's big brain ground play right there. My word, Akron Gold. Some kind of revenge tour after losing to Syracuse. I didn't know what they would look like coming in against BPC, but they have looked phenomenal.
I can definitely say this was not the Akron Gold squad we saw in that first series. They look absolutely fired up here. Good touch from Sino. Can we get past 2? Gets past 2 into the 3rd. All right, Sino. You've had enough. I entirely understand.
No. He needs some more. He needs some more to anger him, as apparently the last couple of goals have done so. That's unbelievable. 3-1, Bruton Parker still a little bit to go on their comeback journey, but my word, what a first step.
Hey, look, 3-1 looks, oh my gosh, Oxy off the back wall, good save. 3-1, the scoreline looks kind of like the defense against Sino's shot there. Antics looking for that double, gets denied off the back wall. Jonathan has enough boost, can't get up to it though. It's a favorable touch for Bruton Parker. Antics will have to try to get past 1, but can't. The demo or bump on the corner didn't happen. Sino keeping it alive, laying it down for Antics. Jonathan is up on it. Emilio almost redirects it. Manny now with a touch, tried to get possession, but instead it ended in a clear. And as the seconds tick away again, Bruton Parker, their chance at possibly tying this game, go with it.
Emilio gets the save that should put game 2 on ice. Let's BBC find something here now. No shooting angle for Antics. Oxy will clear and officially put this game to bed. But Akron Gold, I mean, they looked good for that full 5 minutes. Their playmaking was on point. Their defense was phenomenal. 6 saves on 8 Bruton Parker shots. And BPC looked phenomenal for about a minute, where they were able to keep up with the quality looks that Akron Gold was putting on their net. But they need a full game if they are going to come back here, as the Zips have looked, they look like they deserve a sweep right now.
Oh, deserve? Earned. But all the words of gratitude towards the side of Akron Gold. They look infallible currently, if I have to be honest. If I had to describe them as, with one word, they look like they can do no wrong. So in this next game, Bruton Parker, you guys need to play all 5 minutes like you played the last minute of game 2 right now. Show us that you deserve at least one more chance in this series. It is 2-0. Putting us on match point is Akron Gold. Can the Barons stand up to the task?
They can. They have it in them. They just have to be able to connect with one another, like they've been trying to do this whole series. Just the passes have been a little bit off, a little bit short. Players not quite on the same page, whereas Akron Gold, they're double committing in corners and still getting center balls into a shot on the Bruton Parker net. So we'll see what happens. Off kickoff, though, Jonathan taking an early opportunity towards the Barons' goal. A center ball back will be stuffed by Bruton Parker. Obviously trying to salvage the play. It's at mid for Jonathan, who can't go up for the ball, waiting for Emilio, but a much more full tank, and he will keep possession in favor of the Zips for now.
Ooh, good upfield pass. Manny with a touch. Jonathan has to deny there. So So give Sino an opportunity. I guess we're going to turn it into a boomer ball, which is the best idea. Unfortunately, the pass there up from the corner won't find Purchase, and they almost get a look. Manny is unable to actually attack the net, but that is the first time we've seen real solid offense there from Bruton Parker. It's a breath of fresh air.
Still 0-0. Both sides with a decent start. Sino in a 1v2-ish. Does well to poke the ball between the two offensive players of Akron Gold. And now he's downfield, looking to receive a pass from Manny that goes just a little bit too far out in front. Though that bump is well found. It allows Antics a little bit of space. He forces two off the back line of Akron Gold, who are spaced out at the moment. But Emilio is in position for a corner bounce and will alleviate all of that precious pressure that the Barons have been building up.
The corner is going to be tough for Manny, but good dodge on the bump right there, especially with zero boost. Manny working well out of the corner in a very tough position, but unfortunately, it does not matter. Jonathan to put the first one in Game 3.
Great pair of challenges. Emilio did all the work there, save for that final touch that Jonathan put in perfect position to score. But two well-played 50-50s in the corner are what got that ball center, what got the Bruton Parker defense all kinds of spaced out. But Antics, almost an immediate response off kickoff, took a shot that was saved at the last second by Jonathan. Bruton Parker trying again now, but they don't have the resources to do so. Jonathan and Oxy find a clear.
Oh, big time clear as well. Sino, no boost here. It's going to be awkward. Emilio does lay off a bit, calming to Jonathan. Hey, I need a little help here. Antics. Oh, it's a high shot, but it was placed well. Could have slid underneath the crossbar. That would have been a great counter goal right there for Bruton Parker.
And that will be their offensive done for now. Emilio stalling in the air, forcing a miss out of one. Trying to get through Antics now as well, but he's doing all this work by just not touching the ball. It's absurd, and it doesn't pan out whatsoever as Bruton Parker quickly counter, and that is an open net to tie us up.
Finally, right? Finally, we see Bruton Parker get something that they genuinely earned after all of the defensive work. And like you said, Emilio just having fun with it, freestyling on off-ball mechanics, if you will, in that moment there. And it's good to see, at least after all the hard work you've done put Bruton Parker through, you got to give them something. They get one. Can they get another? Sino out of the corner, no boost to continue the play. Emilio, good dodge on the bump. Antics challenging two, but Oxy is the third, my friend. It's 3v3, so unfortunately you got to beat more than just two people out of the corner.
That's a nice find on PC, but Emilio up so early. And now coming off the ceiling, will let the ball alone. Allow Jonathan a touch there to clear the zone. Oxy off the back wall. We know he can hit doubles in tight quarters. We saw it earlier in this series, but that one denied by the defense. Oxy will try again with possession in his own corner with zero boost, so it's just Jonathan's turn. Again, they grab a touch on the ball, which Akron Gold, they're not escaping their corner at the moment, but not looking like they're in any danger there either. Bruton Parker's pressure is just neutral 50-50s that eventually Akron Gold turn into a clear, a shot, and Bruton Parker a save.
Do you think that maybe stronger challenges from the side of Bruton Parker is something that could afford them a little more opportunities, or do you think that it should just be kind of this all-out aggression like you can see right there from Manny and Antics that is what's going to produce them goals here?
By stronger, do you mean they're moving faster or they're just better 50-50s?
Better 50-50s, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Well, if they can up their challenge game, they'll definitely get more space on the ball because right now, Akron Gold, they're hesitating. They're throwing off-speed challenges at Bruton Parker. And that's allowing them space into offense. And PC can counter that if they can play the patient game as well or find a way to chip the ball around blue cars, then yeah, they will find more offensive agency. But at the moment, it's a fairly neutral challenge game. Bruton Parker getting a little bit of space here, and Manny finding a way around Oxy to a teammate as well. So we'll see if the Barons can find offense, but I don't think boost is in their favor.
And I don't think it's been in their favor this entire series, Bepic. I think that is the one place where they truly have struggled the most is boost management. It just seems that what we've seen, the Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed.
Yeah.
I was gonna say what we've seen the best of is that low control from BPC, but it just with little to no boost, it's so hard to affect the play moving forward.
Yeah, and sometimes you're just forced to kind of throw that ball away with no boost. You don't have any agency on the ball, and Akron Gold, they punished that mistake effectively, and they now lead by a goal with 10 seconds left. This very well could be a sweep here. Now that Akron have that one goal in hand, what can Bruton Parker show us in the waning moments of potentially this entire series? They get a center ball. They find Manny, who finds the crossbar. Oh, that's painful, but Akron Gold certainly did deserve a sweep.
Imagine that shot was so well placed, and Rocket League was not willing to give Manny an inch at all. Oh man, that has to hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Bruton Parker, yeah, it hurts on 0 seconds. You couldn't find that, but they had a lot of opportunities that they weren't able to gain earlier on in the series that I really think are of bigger importance than that. But that is a stinger for sure. Akron Golds, though, night and day. In their series against Syracuse, their offense was performing at a high level, but they just could not find the gaps in Syracuse's rotation like they could against Bruton Parker here. And I think that might be due in some part to the high quality of Syracuse's backline defense relative to what Bruton Parker was doing. But still, BPC wasn't playing that badly there. And Akron Gold, in the first 2 games, they were teeing off on them.
Agreed. They absolutely were. And we go back to that last minute of game 2 where we did see BPC start to ramp up and really keep up with Akron Gold, and they brought that energy into game number 3. Sadly, couldn't do it at the end, and so it's just one game. It's one game in a long, long summer series of league play, guys. You just practice up, maybe some more scrims, watch the VOD back. I know you guys got it in you.
Absolutely. And they will have plenty more series to go. But yes, Emilio, VODs will be on. This one might be saved a little bit later after the stream ends because I had to change a setting in the middle of the stream. But VODs will be on, so we will have all the stats, all that, whatever you need after the stream. But that does end in probably about an hour or so because we got another series coming up in 30 minutes. Columbia College taking on GCU, Grand Canyon University, which is we're moving over to the west to Quito for a fun one. And Columbia College actually is playing right now. I don't know if you'd be surprised to know that UT Arlington is currently up 2-0 in the series against them.
I have been occasionally peeking over to see that UTA is actually 2-0 in this best of 5 against Columbia. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to turn that on and allow that to be the break screen for a little bit. But Jonathan, Emilio, I appreciate you guys for letting me stream on such short notice. I hope to stream some more of you guys because that was a lot of fun. You put on a show for 2 best of 5s. I wish you'd let the last one go a little bit longer, but that's fine. We get to watch Columbia and UT Arlington now. So, Taquito, I appreciate you for joining me in the booth for our first 2 series, but you got to make way for Somber, unfortunately.
I do, man.
You got any more? You got any last words for today?
I am just happy to see that any of the Akron squads are still playing at this level. And I'm still excited to see Jonathan competing in CCA, a fun team, a fun name that I've seen for a while when I watch that side, the East. Even though I live in the West and I should be biased, I mean, the East has the best teams. What can I say?
Yeah, the East reigns supreme. But we are going to go watch some West now during the break. So please go enjoy the CCA broadcast of Columbia College versus UT Arlington. And I'll be back in about 30 minutes with Somber. I'll see you then.
That was crazy. Jesus Christ, what a whooping. Oh my God.
transitions coming out so much faster than we've seen in the past. Same with the follow-ups as well. With 1 minute left on the clock and just a 1-goal lead, Colombia looking so much better than they have in games 1 and 2.
The only issue is that they're only up by a goal, and as great as it is for them to be playing a better game, this isn't exactly a secure scoreline yet. One bad play, one turnaround from UTA in this series could either be over or heading to an overtime. Although this one is heading to the ceiling. Adverse trying to follow it up and will do so, but he needs a rescue from Nava, who actually ends up getting a demo on a Samba, so UTA a chance now to live in the Columbia half for a couple seconds longer. Good touch from Caribou, but it sends it into his own half rather than to a teammate. Eventually they will get involved. Numbers downfield. Can Columbia get back in time and get prepared on defense? Absolutely yes. Boost in the tank and a dive out at midfield. 15 to go, and Columbia's trying to hold on.
There you have it, Caribou in the corner there. It is the one last attempt at taking shots. It is every hard 50 coming through from this team. The bump, the pass is in, and there you have it. 2 seconds on the clock, and UTA keep their foot in the game.
Columbia, why? For what reason have you allowed them to do this? You've talked so much game. You said, we heard it in the interview, y'all knew what was at stake here. And now you've got an overtime where potentially you're going home 0-3 against Samba's former team. If there was ever a time for Samba to clutch up like its old CRO, it's right now.
Keep it going, bump in the midfield. Nava, the one that everybody thought was going to be the shining star of the game, trying to push this one forward. Caribou up next, up into the sky, low boost. So Nava is next. That's the one person you don't want to have that ball right now. And Colombia is aware. They keep trying to send it back, but Caribou over one. Nava, no bump, no touch means this ball falls back into the hands of Colombia.
Oh, pass downfield, intercepted by Gusky, but he's got no boost to really turn that into a shot. He does allow more time now for Colombia to get set up and find a real shot, and that could have been one. Samba's pass is intercepted. Awkward in the corner here, though, means more time for Colombia to find a good approach. They'll attempt for a couple 50s in a row, lose literally all of them to Nava on 0 boost, and, well, they have to restart instead. Samba dusted by Caribou, and Carry now with numbers the other way, and an open net! 3-0, UTA with the upset of the season.
Texas, baby, yeehaw! The one and only Adverse. He was on the front of the page. He told everybody, get in my backpack and I'll take you where you want to go. And that is a win over Colombia. Opens up that last shot with a demo, and there you have it. The impossible has been done. The tides have shifted, and UTA took down Colombia 3-0.
This happens every season. Is Colombia takes just one weird win, whether it's the A or the B roster. It happens literally every single event that we play in. Last time it was Oklahoma Christian taking it off of Colombia after they very confidently said that was never going to happen. Today, it's UT Arlington going, yeah, remember last time we reverse swept you? Yeah, we're going to beat you today. And Gusky goes, yeah, sure, kid, sure you're going to. They're right, they didn't reverse sweep them today. They beat them in a sweep instead.
I like this guessing game thing. It's fun.
I'm impressed that you somehow called that one. And I'm also disappointed that we now have to force Seb to make an apology. So let's bring back Seb in so we can start that up.
All three of y'all, I want to hear it right now. Run me my apologies for calling me crazy.
I'm the only one who said it wasn't crazy. I'd like to point out, as soon as you said it, I literally said, for some reason, I know this is about to happen.
That is a really tiny cup. I just have to, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Hercules.
Keep going.
Oh, please. Bowing, all right? I'm bowing. Herc never wrong, okay? Put it in the name tag, okay? Herc never wrong. I think that is legitimately your most impressive prediction I think I've ever seen. No, actually, no, seriously, we were talking about it in the background. That is legitimately the most impressive. Like, no,
I can't
because
tell if he's frozen or not.
It's not. Yeah, see, check that name tag. Check that name tag right there. That is exactly what it is right now.
I love No, honestly, on the real though, if a lot of people were wondering why I picked UTA, and it wasn't 100% for the memes of the whole like Hurt goes Texas teams and Hurt blah 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 blah. I really love the idea of how the team said that they were going to play around adverse. Hearing that in the interview honestly confirmed it. There's a lot of teams where when you can admit that there is a player that just mechanically is above the rest, it is not a bad thing to go at them.
But by the way, I do want to point out one thing is that Mr. Danger Taco put 100,000 points down
No!
on Colombia winning. So he lost all that. Is this mic? Is this camera froze?
I think
he's there.
Oh, there you go.
I will never financially recover from that. I'm left with nothing, chat. My cats expect me to feed them with my 0 channel points. And now I have to look at them in their small eyes. I'm tearing up right now. I don't
They
know if
looked
camera
at
can catch
you
that.
inside.
I have to look at them in their faces and say, sorry, you're gonna starve. And it's all because Colombia, instead of, you know, plugging in a monitor, turning on a monitor. No, I'm kidding. UTA was playing really well, I will say. I'm just saying I personally would have liked it if they
Play the game.
got a game. Maybe, like, scored more goals. Maybe didn't throw the ball away. But UTA came with a game plan. They executed it. And I will say, as well as Adverse and Nava played, as I will slowly just kind of come back in, they will say that Caribou is still my pick, someone I've called out as probably one of the most improved players across all of CRL, and he showed it. He was actually leading in points for a couple of those games, so definitely really solid performance overall, but particularly out of Caribou, the player we don't really highlight that often. Glad he got the interview because then he was able to show off. It wasn't just purely, you know, him playing third. He was very much in the mix the entire time.
You know, I know we typically don't do it, but man, would it be great to get a post-match interview with Samba right now?
No,
We're not. But it would be funny because I want to know how tilted he is right now. I can't imagine the degrees of tilt at the moment. He is like fully 180, like off the table right now. So unfortunate for Colombia. They will go to 2-2 as Herc and UTA fly off into the sunset, as we are down here among being the wrong people, including broke people if you're Taco having 100,000 less points. So with that being said, let's go to our second. We will be going to our second match while Taco cools down. We're going to be taking a short break. Next up will be Bruton Parker versus Shani. We need to cool down. So this is, of course, the Summer Series, sponsored by Nelnet Bank. We'll be right back.
Your dream is the first step on your educational path. Let
Welcome back to the summer series on Mr. Bepic's channel. We have one more best of 5 coming at you in just a little bit, and we're switching sides of the country for this one. Moving from the east side to the west side for Columbia College versus Grand Canyon University. And I brought in Mr. Somber to cast this final series of the night with me. Somber man, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I was able to catch those first 2 games. Akron Gold, you know, kind of a shocker first series, and then they found their legs in that second one, and it's been an interesting night so far. Hopefully, continuing on that trend here with our final game of the slate.
And like I said, moving to west, so I'm gonna break the fourth wall and have you leave the lobby there, Somber. We got to remake
I saw
it
that pop up
to put it on the west servers, which I'm not used to doing, honestly. I don't cast a ton of west-based Rocket League. So I'll let the players know that the server is up. We should be starting here in just a second, but I think the big story right now is what just transpired on the CCA Twitch channel, where Columbia College was swept by UT Arlington, which was, as Bass put it, the upset of the season so far. And this season is very young at the moment, but still a massive upset. Caribou and his UT Arlington boys taking down the former UTA player in Samba in sweeping fashion.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a young season. We're just getting into the start of it, so I'm sure that there will be something further down the line. But that was definitely quite the way to start out their night here for Columbia, having been swept by your former team for Samba there. But I think the big thing for me personally is, you know, I was in the background able to do some stat collecting, and this is a team that likes to shoot in bunches and get demos, and we just didn't really see much of that in the Columbia versus UTA game. So I'd be interested if they kind of go back to what they were doing previously in their first 3 matches of just kind of doing that run and gun style offense. You know, you got someone sweeping through the back line, 2 men pushed up quickly and just peltering the shots on the backboard and trying to open up some opportunities. Definitely a squad to do so against in Grand Canyon, but they've had some similar stats in the demo and saves and shots category. It just looks like their shooting percentage is a little bit more down. They've had more demos against than demos for, so they also like to play aggressive, but sometimes they just aren't able to really find that click, that last little piece to the secret formula to find shots in the back of the net. So who knows, maybe they took the last little bit here to really lock in, hit the training packs and try to get the ball in the back of the net. But it's 2 on paper, looking at the stats head to head, it's 2 teams that love to play aggressive, 2 teams that like to just put up tons of shots. Even if they're not falling, they get that pressure in. So it'll be interesting to see here tonight.
And we are still getting lobbies all put together, but GCU, I'll talk about results. You've got the specific stats, but in terms of results so far, they're 1-1. They got crushed by Maryville, which I think is a forgivable offense, and then they beat San Diego State actually in game 5. That was their other series play, their 1 win on the board so far. And so for GCU, if you're beating San Diego State in game 5, that tells you there is something there. And I think for a lot of people, GCU is a relatively unknown factor. And so Columbia College isn't exactly the easiest test of skill, but I think CC's been shown to be beatable today. And if GCU can find themselves maybe an early advantage in this series, they can send some flashbacks to earlier in the day to Columbia College. So I'm very curious to see how this series starts. If it is just Columbia College beating down on GCU, or if Grand Canyon get a fast start.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Columbia College squad with a lot of history behind it, obviously with a new roster now. So anything can happen. You got 3 great players on the side of Columbia College, but hey, Grand Canyon University, they qualified here. They deserve to be here. They have earned their spot in the top 16 in the West. So they're here to make a name. And that's always the most dangerous aspect of a team here, especially in a West where there's lots of competition outside of your Maryville, Boise State, those types of squads. So we saw it here earlier. They may get some flashbacks. Hopefully they were able to take that in stride and just continue pushing forward. But Grand Canyon, I feel like if you have a night where you can take down Columbia College, this is your night to do so.
I think the West is wide open outside of maybe the top 2 or 3 teams. So these are opportunities to make those statements. So I am eager to get things going. Columbia College, 2-2 so far. They were 2-1 heading into today, obviously. And there was an interview that happened on the Collegiate Carball Twitch channel as well with Gusky. It was kind of like a versus interview, Caribou and Gusky both up on the screen. And Gusky was very confident going into that series, and I imagine he's still confident as he's been a player near the top of CRL for a long time, at the top of the bubble scene as well for a while. And so I don't think a loss is going to shake these Columbia College boys too much, because I mean Samba as well as Cryptic have been here, done that in the collegiate scene. So I don't imagine they're too shaken about their loss here, but we should be getting started here very shortly.
Yeah, we'll see how everything shakes out between these two squads with a West head-to-head.
Yes.
And yeah, looks like everyone's ready to go. We got Columbia College taking on Grand Canyon University in game 1 here. Match 2 for Columbia College, coming off that defeat. It may be a long night for them, but they're hoping not to. Cryptic tries to rip a quick shot off the kickoff, and it's now Fropey trying to get out of the corner. Gusky, nothing available central. Samba back central, late goal line save. Cryptic has one more shot, but blocked out, and it's quick pressure here for Columbia College.
It's all pressure for Columbia College, 30 seconds in, and I don't believe Grand Canyon has yet touched the other side of the field. That is their 1 millisecond of time the ball is spent on the blue end. Great start for Columbia College in terms of possession. You know, they want that opening goal. They want something off the back of it. But GCU, they have survived extremely well here. Low on boost in weird positions. They have to do it again now. Steverton, tough save there on his own goal line. 0 boost, still makes the block out to the side.
Nando tried to find some control there, but Samba quicks the ball. Fropey just gets a free lane downfield, and somehow, after all of that pressure and momentum built on the side for Columbia, it's just a clear down central that opens the scoring up.
There's no way that GCU is scoring first without even really having set up an offense yet. Like, we have spent 95% of the first minute on the orange half of the field, and GCU have the opening goal. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's just insane. But 'tis the game of Rocket League. You can play the most perfect style of pressure-oriented offense, then you find something downfield in your net when you least expect it. Cryptic was looking for something there, couldn't quite find the back of the net. Gusky down below with a Samba waiting in the wings. It's a great 50 down. Can they follow the waterfall? They cannot. Great clear out by Steverton. Fropey tries to get that one off the sidewall. Nando to return fire. Cryptic already up. Pre-jump of that one from yesterday. Samba trying to get the dunk on the goal line. Great save comes out. Already a savior. Gusky double tap. No good. Cryptic no boost. This one's going to linger out into the midfield. And it's up to Grand Canyon to try to make something happen. Great goal line save from Samba. And Columbia escape, not giving up a second goal.
Oh, they do escape. Like, that is the closest of shaves that Columbia could experience without giving up a goal. And now, again, getting back to possessing the ball in offense. But, man, in counterattack mode, GCU looked terrifying. So close to scoring another goal. Find some insurance to add on to their initial lead. But Columbia College still cooking an offense. Opportunity after opportunity. 8 shots in the first half of game 1 so far, but they have yet to find one through as GCU, they're racking up the saves, especially Steverton, who's got 4.
Yeah, Steverton just holding down that back line. You know, saves, that wasn't a category that really stuck out to me looking through this GCU squad, but they definitely have stood the test against this high-octane offense from Columbia. They're holding out well with this 1-goal lead. They sure would love to try to find another one downfield, but outside of their few counterattack opportunities, they haven't had many good looks. And Cryptic just going to go low and slow underneath the defense and find Green there in the back of the net. Samba, great job making the defense jump for that. Nando, you got to respect Cryptic. They can shoot that 10 ways to Sunday. They just go right underneath the defense. Get this one tied up here at 2:05 on the clock.
I mean, eventually it felt like one was going to fall for Columbia. So many opportunities, and these players are too good not to let those decent looks fall through eventually. And now off kickoff, Cryptic looking for another, but probably going to grab a save, keep us in a tie ball game for now. Nando, no breakout play, but at the very least pushes back on Columbia College and forces a mistake out of Cryptic, though that is as close to an unforced error as you can force, I suppose, by getting the ball out. And yet Columbia College miss a ball at the midfield line and still end up scoring not 10 seconds later.
Yeah, you know, I was a little bit worried when that one rocketed off the post. I was like, no, there's no way this isn't a scoring opportunity. Of course it's a scoring opportunity. You got Samba, Gusky, and Cryptic there. These guys, they know how to score out of any situation. So I don't know why I was too worried about Columbia finding their way in front here. But now it's, can you hold on to this lead? It's now Steverton trying to make a solo play underneath. Nando just opted not to go for that. Wanted to play this one on the sidewall now, trying to read Gusky. Floppy down below, one touch. Cryptic already up. Downfield has Samba, just bails out, not much boost. Didn't want to try to chase that one. You don't want to start doing clang and chase here where you just clang it downfield, hope you can outpace your opponent. You got yourself back in the lead, you found some stabilization, and after the night you're having, you want to play solid foundational Rocket League, and they've been doing just that here in game one.
Steverton an opportunity off the back wall though, and Steverton takes full advantage. Grabbed a flip because he had full access to the area above the Columbia College net. Actually, I don't even think he used a flip there. That was just a soft tap to put in the equalizer, and Grand Canyon tie us up late.
That's just an outplay in the truest sense of the word. You got everyone on the back line with no boost. You got free reign to that ball. Just got to make sure you get the right touch, and they got the perfect one there. What a way to equalize coming out from GCU. Nando now with a little bit of control. Gusky gets a piece of it, able to put it into the back corner for Samba to take over. Fropey now trying to get that one across. Steverton, one touch. Gusky back central, but dangerous for Nando. Nando puts a shot a bit too high. No teammate available. And it's again, Froppy back on this one. Air dribble attempt. Cryptic again. Cryptic has been so clutch on these 50s. Whenever GCU is starting to get those solo plays starting to develop, they're up in the air immediately to shut down anything. Cryptic again on that back wall. Now chasing this one downfield. Froppy able to get a one touch. It's back central. Gusky has Samba over to the left, but not much boost. They're going to play this one and trust their ice.
All right, we'll see what they got in overtime. Plenty of OTs tonight on the broadcast of the CCA Summer Series off-stream matches. We'll see if Columbia College can protect the lead they found around the halfway point of this game once Steverton stripped from them. There we go. But either way, off kickoff, Columbia College starting with a decent bit of pressure. Kicking right back where they left off. Cryptic, though, denied there. Right outside the orange box by Steverton. Another save on the board for him, and it results in a clear for GCU.
Yeah, GCU, at the start of this overtime, they started getting a little jumpy out of the net immediately. Don't really like that look. Now is not the time to start playing frantic against this Columbia squad. They will make you pay. Robbie just wants to try to end this one with a banger of a shot. Tried to put that one through the backboard. Gusky on the counterattack, intercepted by Froppy. And now they play it into the corner. Cryptic, lots of boost in the tank to try to make a play. Flips past it, but gets a bit of Steverton on that one. Nando, no boost, just tries to wave dash into it. Some chain dashes on the wall, try to track this one down. Sweeps the back line, but cannot make contact with anyone. Froppy gets a good 50 against Cryptic, but Samba right back on that, trying to push down the midfield. Plays it underneath with a 50. It's a big win. Gusky, solo play opportunity. This is very dangerous here. You got to go if you're GCU. They do just that. Cryptic, lots of boost. Tries to tank through a couple 50s, and now Steverton with nothing has to just give up possession over to Froppy.
Gusky has to toss it away, and Nando was prepared for that. Intercepted the ball in the midfield line. Columbia finding each other to get out of defense. Cryptic was forced into a hard first touch, but possession has flipped. Gusky off the ceiling, just one touch for him. Samba on rebound duty, plays to the back wall. And is denied again. Grand Canyon doing a phenomenal job on their goal line, not letting anything really develop for Columbia College. It's just one touch and then one touch for the rebounder, and then GCU is clearing the ball. really solid defense at the moment. They're protecting their boost well, but they just own gold to lose the game. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, that is the worst possible way to end your overtime. You've been playing so good, and then just the mistouch trying to challenge from behind. I get the strategy, but maybe not the perfect time to try to pull out that defensive play. GG's to Columbia College. They, both teams deserve to win that overtime, but alas, you can only get one here in game one, and it's going to be Columbia College.
Yeah, I mean, it hurts, but it felt like if you just look at purely offensive pressure, Columbia College certainly deserved that victory. Though GCU showed what they are made of. And we are resetting the server, and so I'm letting everybody know that that is up. And GCU, once we do get back in, I think are in a really good position going forward because they showed their counterattacks are quality enough to score on Columbia College consistently enough to take a game or two or three in this best of 5. But they do have to brush off that overtime loss because that stings to put the ball in the back of your own net. It was a decent cut by Steverton. It just didn't quite pan out at all in that instance.
Yeah, mistakes like that, that's fairly easy to brush off. It wasn't a straight up, just you peeked on your own net kind of own goal. It was just, hey, you saw the vision, you had a plan, just execution wasn't 100% on your side in your favor. But yeah, I got some advanced stats pulled up here, but they did a great job at handling the pressure against Columbia College. It was 68% field domination for Columbia College. Yep. They spent so much time in the orange half, and to deal so well with it, and also dealing with their aggressive demos and such, they went positive. They had 3 demos for, only 2 against. So if you can continue that, this is going to be a very interesting game too.
And for a game that started out in the first minute, like 95% field domination for Columbia College, GCU was able to pull that back very, very well. And Steverton showed off some terrifying mechanical abilities out in front of the CC net. So we'll see if we get that again out of Grand Canyon. Nando trying to flex a little bit right here, setting up Froppy, but the defense of Columbia College, the better of the two teams, and it allows Cryptic to find himself an open net to score first blood of game 2.
Yeah, demo play. You just go for the man at the midfield. GCU, you want to play up aggressive, and that's what you get against this seasoned Columbia squad. They're going to punish you if you have that third man pushed all the way back up. I get the plan, but sometimes when there's too many chefs in the kitchen, it's tough to cook. But cook indeed is Nando, serving it up with an immediate response. Great pass, great kickoff. Steverton just puts it to the backboard, says tap in. Just janitorial services, if you will, for Nando. And 36 seconds in, tie ball game. They responded very well off that opening goal from Columbia.
And some revenge as well. That net opened up because of a demo off kickoff, like the last goal opened up because of a demo for Columbia College. So physical play out of both sides. You mentioned the demo stats being of a little bit of importance in that first game, and right there, 2 goals found because of the explosions on the pitch that happened outside of the net. So minute in, GCU find themselves a nice response, and Columbia College looks to do the same, trying to claim their lead back.
Nano does so with a great 50 at the midfield. Boguski waiting in that back corner, grabs full boost. Froppy had to make a backwards 50. He does so to place that one into the corner. Nando gets shut down by Samba. It's now Steverton trying to get bumped off that back wall, able to get 2 successful touches. Gets back up in the midfield, only as far as Samba though. Nando finds their teammate on the back or on the sidewall, tries to go back central to Froppy, but they just have to take that one back to the back wall. Going out of the corner, Nando, great 50. This one lingering towards the box. Nando on that sidewall, tries to get a shot on target, but Samba was there. Gusky playing down below just in case their teammate didn't have it, having that nice little safety net on the back line. Steverton trying to chase it down. Wanted to go for a little bit of an awkward touch there. Didn't quite get the one they wanted. It's off the backboard. Steverton tried for the flashy play, but Columbia shuts that down.
Good positioning there on the near side, but GCU keeping this play going. Steverton, another simple shot. It is saved by Gusky. Nando, second player up in the corner again, going for that back wall bump. GCU have been employing a couple of times. On this possession specifically, try and open up space in the Columbia College box, but it doesn't pan out. They lose possession for a moment. Froppy, a dominant 50-50 there off of the sidewall to get them right back into offensive mode. Steverton, a little drop there, back to a descending Nando. Couldn't quite collect, put another shot on, but I love the creativity from GCU, though it doesn't quite come to fruition in that instance.
Yeah, creativity is probably going to be your key here in game 2. You got to throw something at Columbia that they're not expecting, like missing that, but thankfully for GCU, that one is off target. Cryptic tries to feed that one back down central. It's Nando trying to find the pass downfield, still cherry picking just a bit, gets a good boost grab. Floppy out the midfield. Nando gets a bump. Gusky to the skies. This is dangerous again. Gusky just going to dunk it off the crossbar. And Columbia now take a 1-goal lead here. Under 2 minutes left to play. Gusky just kind of lulls the defense to sleep. Says, you don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to dunk it in your net. How about that?
That was the perfect storm, too, because 2 players committed at the midfield line as Gusky was popping that ball up, but neither of them got a touch on the ball. And so it was a 0-boost third man to try and make a save, and that's just a goal probably 95% of the time with Gusky on the ball. So 2-1 Columbia College. They find themselves a favorable moment, make the most of it. Now, Grand Canyon again have to find themselves an answer. Their last 3 goals have come as answers, so they've been down, and this could be another, but Cryptic with the challenge on the near side and looks to clear the zone as well.
Yeah, that's a very gutsy play, trusting the 1v1 against a player like Cryptic, but you got to respect it. You're down 1, pull out all the stops. Don't try to wait for a teammate to come in. Just try to make the play yourself. Play a little bit of hero ball. You can afford to do that being only down 1, but Cryptic wants to try to extend the lead. Good 50 from the defense, but drop down shot, no good on the save attempt. Gusky gonna get a little bit of an insurance goal here. 101 on the clock. They just sky up, get the perfect touch. The placement, you know, some could say that it could have been better, but that was as perfect as it needed to be to get to the back of the net.
Absolutely. After Steverton had to bail out of the initial challenge coming off his back line, Gusky just has to really put that anywhere that isn't like the center of Steverton's octane. And as shown before, he can shoot the ball. So Columbia College, off the back of a nice setup by Cryptic, will have a 2-goal lead heading into the final 45 seconds. And we really now need to see what kind of late game moments GCU can create in rapid fashion.
Yeah, it has to be absolutely quick fire here. You got to be on just an automatic trigger shooting these shots and finding the back of the net, because with now less than 30 seconds, you're not going to get too many opportunities. This might be one. If Nando can turn, he can, but not in time. This one's still dangerous. Froppy can't make a play. It's 50 out and all the way back down. You got 14 now seconds left on the clock. Got to try to make something happen, but you're now living in your own half. If you can score one here, you might have a chance off the kickoff, but now as we have our final countdown, it looks like Columbia is going to take game number 2 here once this ball gets spiked down. Steverton keeps it alive. 1 touch. You want to try to get 1 more for the road, try to get some kind of momentum going into game 3. Drop down shot, no good, and Columbia College take game number 2 via a 3-1 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, Columbia College are in full control of this series right now. GCU have shown glimpses of what they can be, but in terms of consistency at the moment, Columbia College is the superior of the two. I mean, shooting 1 for 10 was GCU there, and Columbia College shot 75% on their 4 shots. They did what they needed to do, both defensively and offensively, to just win a game with relative ease. And after their series against UT Arlington earlier, I think relative ease is a very welcome sight for Columbia and their fans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to come off of a tough loss like that and come in and show that you got the mental to bounce back. And they're looking to take this one in a sweep and go 3-3 on the day.
All right, game 3 set to get underway, and we gotta see something out of GCU quickly. They're just giving too much space at times to Columbia College in the air out front of their net. And their defense, they can step up just a little bit. I think they've got the offensive quality to make a comeback happen here. I don't know how many games, but I think we could at least see a game 4 in this best of 5. But Steverton taking a little pot shot there to try and claim possession, maybe catch Columbia College out. It doesn't work, so it is more offense for the Cougars.
Yeah, you know, give them a little heat check here and there. Try to rip a quick shot and see if it'll fall through. Who knows? It's Columbia defense. It has looked solid all night, but you might be able to find a hole. Nando, quick flick. It's rattling around the crossbar, and finally Samba gets that one cleared out into the corner. You know, great defensive effort on that back line and immediately launched into a counterattack. Steverton able to make a save there, but yeah, it's flashes in the pan for the offense, right? It looks so electric at times, other times very lackluster, but you can find just a little bit of consistency here in game number 3. You can make this a series. You can start to get some momentum and get your way back in here, but Columbia College, it seems that they have found their rhythm after that game 2. They have found a way to have these shots get through the GCU defense, and despite their best efforts, they're getting not dominated as much in terms of field domination and field possession, but you know, it's still just the quality of shots like that from Gusky just do not do you any favors trying to get back into this one.
Yeah, that is where the domination has shifted. That quality of opportunity. What a pass by Cryptic again, setting up Gusky. And the finishing from Gusky has been phenomenal this series. I mean, Columbia College, if they're setting things up like that, you have to play outstanding defense to stop them. And to win games, you have to stop them, which right now Grand Canyon is not. So their offense has to make up for another deficit they find themselves in as a result of their defense, their defensive inability to quell the really beautiful plays Columbia College are putting on the board. So 3 minutes left. You're only down a goal. It's a manageable spot, but you still got to find that equalizer.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, it's not to discredit the defense from GCU, but it's just it's good defense, better offense, right? It's just you have 3 players that know how to create just beautiful opportunities, and you may play one of those opportunities well, but they know how to score from any given way, any given angle. And Samba, speaking of angles, pulls out the protractor, gets the tight angle and the shot over the defense, extends their lead to 2 just before halftime. Things are looking better and better for the side of Columbia College here in game 3.
Now, when you're scoring goals like that, where it's, you know, it's a simple beat through the corner and then a beat out front and then forcing a mistake out of Froppy, it's looking dire for Grand Canyon. Columbia College still doing things with ease.
Yeah, it's definitely not helping that you're making it even easier, right? GCU, panic touches, you're coming out of net very quickly, and understandably so. This Columbia College squad has put so much pressure on you to say, hey, you're gonna have to take the game to us, and you've been able to do it in moments, but those moments have not been sustainable over the course of the series. Samba had a great double tap opportunity again there. The defense was up early, but still allowed a touch off the backboard. But luckily for them, it's still only a 3-goal deficit. You got some time and a big pinch downfield. Can you turn it into offense? No. Samba is going to clear this one out into the corner. 2 touches for them, goes nowhere, finds Nando, and the shot underneath from Steverton is going to get at least 1 on the board here for GCU. Cut that lead a little bit here going into the final couple minutes.
Oh, well, I thought that pass was poor right there. I thought Gusky might be able to turn on that easily and find a clear, but no. That was perfect awareness by Nando on where to place that ball. Froppy and Steverton were both in the area to make a play on it. And make a play on it they did. Almost another moment found for GCU, but it's quickly turned into an open net the other way, and Columbia College negate that opening goal for GCU.
Yeah, it's always tough getting that immediate response back on your own net, especially in fashion like that, where it's just everyone pushed up again and they make you pay. You know, GCU did it in game 1 and opened up the series with an over-the-head goal, and Columbia says, possibly to cap off the series, we'll hit you with one right back. Froppy looking for a touch, a little bit of a rubber band, and Steverton just going to capitalize. I think everyone on the side of Columbia College felt like that should have been a touch. I believe from Gusky. Yeah, it looks like just barely missed the bottom of their hitbox, and a great way to capitalize on a very rare mistake here in this series from Columbia College.
Fortunately for Columbia College, they've got that luxury of the 3-goal lead they once had to help them protect their lead from that mistake. I'll look to add to it. The GCU on a run right now, and you don't want to let an underdog get momentum, especially an underdog that has shown they can make plays in the blink of an eye, like Grand Canyon University has so far in this series. But they've got 80 seconds left to make said plays, at least force an overtime, get back to that game state. But Columbia College still prepare in a very good spot for them to potentially take a sweep away in their series here in GCU.
Yeah, definitely in the spot you want to be. You've played with such poise and control throughout this whole series, and now up to, you can kind of just start to park the bus and get a little bit of a comfortable niche there in the orange half, try to kill some time. But GCU, again, they've been able to put up fights at times. Can you find that rhythm here late game? Can you show us what you are made of here in the West and show that you are a contender? They put up a few clutch goals, but the immediate responses from Columbia just too great. That one rattles around the hardwood, and it's going to be a no-go for goal number 5 for Columbia. Samba puts it back central. Gusky gets stuffed out with a great 50 by Nando. Roppy downfield gets absolutely spun out and discombobulated there at the midfield. Stalls out the offense just a bit. This is going to be an open net. Can you get back to it before Cryptic can? No, Cryptic too quick to put that one to their own backboard. And as time winds down here in game 3, it looks like it's going to be a quick night for Columbia College. They pour on one more just to add a little bit of salt to it. It's going to be a sweep going in their favor this time around.
Yeah, that's the Columbia College that you expected to see against UT Arlington a bit earlier. GCU put up a good fight, but Columbia College, quality opportunities every single time they stepped into the offensive zone. And GCU, a loss. They'll fall to 1-2 now. Still a decent start to their summer series run, and I expect to see more out of them as the season gets further along. But Columbia College back to above 500, 3-2 on the season so far, which for them, it feels a little bit low. But again, a lot of work to be done still in summer series.
Yeah, 100%. They're going to be able to take some wins in stride here and start to rack them back up and get their way back up to that upper echelon of the West here. Again, it's just you got those two boogeymen in the West, right? You got Boise and you got Maryville. I think that Columbia is going to be right up there in that conversation in a few more games here. I don't want to say weeks because I know they can pull a Maryville and go out 7 straight, and go on a big win streak.
Yeah.
But in a bit they're gonna be right back at the top.
All right, well, that does bring us to a close tonight. Posca, thank you for the raid, my man. I'm doing very well. I hope things are going well with you, too. I'll have to pop in one of your streams here shortly. But I do have to say goodbye. I'm very hungry. I got to grab some dinner. But shout out to Grand Canyon Columbia College for letting me stream them today. Congrats to Columbia College for the regain win, and to everybody else that won today. It is a big day for summer series, which the College Carball channel is live right now. So Sombra, we're gonna head over there in a second. Any last words before we do complete the raid?
Just GG's, well played to everyone that was here on the broadcast. Big shouts out to everyone at CCA and of course you, Bepic, for making this happen. Appreciate the opportunity to be on the stream. Shout out to Feisty, put on one heck of a show for the first 2 games with you. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a lot more of this action going on as the weeks continue.
Heck yeah. Super Big Steve, yes, there will be a VOD. I will go make sure of that right after the stream ends. But thank you all for watching today. I don't know when the next summer series stream will be or Monday Night Lights. Actually, I do. Monday Night Lights will be on Monday. So tune in for that if you would like to watch more collegiate action. But until then, I will see you later. Take care all. Peace out.